Globalisation is driving rapid technological, economic and social change. The technology that makes life prosperous for some is making it more uncertain for others. Socially, there has been a global increase in population growth and diversity. Immigration has made Western societies more culturally and religiously diverse. Similarly, in Sydney, our population of 4.6 million is growing, particularly in the west and the southwest. Australia is a multicultural nation, with 36% of Sydney's population born overseas. Immigration has played a critical role in our history and is set to increase, but Sydney is becoming more intolerant. The city is also being impacted by rising inequity. So how can we embrace our high cultural and community diversity to improve social cohesion and economic opportunities for everyone? One of the targets of Sustainable Sydney 2030 is to increase the level of community cohesion and social interaction. Social cohesion is the glue that holds us all together. According to the OECD, a cohesive society is one that strives for greater inclusiveness, more civic participation, and creating opportunities for upward mobility. Social erosion, the opposite of social cohesion, can lead to terrorism, diversity riots, racism, increased crime, mortality, physical and mental illness, reduced economic competitiveness, and a reduction in trust of others, including politicians and reform. Drastic changes to neighbourhood identities can decrease social cohesion. Nowhere can this be seen better than in Detroit. Built from immigration, Detroit was the frontier city of the American dream. It was home to 3 big car manufacturers and the emerging middle class. In the early 20th century, 33% of its population was foreign-born. It has experienced substantial loss of jobs and population, resulting in widespread vacancy. Today, Detroit's population is just over 700,000 in a city originally designed for over 2 million people. 25% of the population has left in the last 10 years. The remaining residents are faced with a reduced quality of life, including high crime rates, unemployment, and reduced access to fresh produce. The population of Detroit is 81.6% African American, which is the largest in the US. Detroit's foreign-born population is only 5% compared with 13% for the rest of the nation. The city is looking to immigration as a catalyst for economic renewal and population growth in the city. While this is a sound proposition, it may put pressure on an already stressed community. Detroit's story is mirrored in the Eastern Markets, which opened in 1891 to provide local, healthy, affordable food and a vibrant community place. 10 years ago, many of the market stalls were empty. In a last-ditch effort to save the markets, the Eastern Market Development Corporation was formed. The EDMC is a community-based, non-profit development entity which provides infrastructure around the market. Their placemaking approach empowered the community and involved them in the planning process from the outset. The EMDC has approximately 10 groups of stakeholders it consults and works with. The markets are thriving. EMDC holds a range of markets for the community as well as wholesale markets which provide food to local restaurants. The markets provide cheap, healthy food as well as fostering a sense of community and diversity. Detroit Kitchen Connect provides training and cooking space for local entrepreneurs. Food access programs were established to provide equitable access to food and include smaller markets for the underserved communities in Detroit. Community programs are expanding and include the infamous murals in the markets. The project is regarded as a success. 40,000 people shop there weekly and it employs many people. Produce remains economical, with profits being utilised to revitalise the Detroit area. Crime rates have also dropped. There is always room for improvement, and surveys indicate that not enough Latino, Middle Eastern or African American visitors and vendors attend the market. Additionally, the success of the market threatens its own authenticity as developers propose to move in. The challenge will be to revitalise the markets without losing their grit. Barcelona is an example of a thriving network of 40 public markets serving 70 neighbourhoods. They were planned as part of city infrastructure in the 19th century, which could be done as part of new developments in the Sydney area. Markets could be used in Sydney to increase social cohesion and bring together its many cultures. Liverpool is an area with high cultural and religious diversity, low socioeconomic equality and low racial tolerance. The Liverpool LGA is recommended to pilot a permanent produce-based market in Sydney. It is an area which will become home for many migrants in the future.